This is today's WWE NXT full show results video, and the show started with a match between Jacy Jayne vs Lyra Valkyria, and the result of this match was Lyra Valkyria defeated Jacy Jayne by pinfall with a big splash. Then we saw backstage that Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes are chatting about Melo's successful title defense, and Trick says he meant what he said last week and he needs to start doing this for him, and Trick Melo gang is always gonna be, he's ride or die but he ain't no sidekick. Carmelo says he doesn't see Trick as a sidekick, but Williams says the fans do, and he has to get Dragunov for himself and slay that mad dragon. Hayes says he respects that, and Trick says again this is no breakup, he just has to be his own man, and Carmelo says he'll always have his back and Williams says he won't miss. Then Dominik Mysterio and Rhea Ripley make their entrance and get on the mic, and Rhea brags about Dom retaining the title, and immediately Dragon Lee comes and said Rey Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time, and Dom's father, and we all know Mysterio is only still champion because of Rhea Ripley, who has Dominik's cojones in her purse, and Rhea says those cojones are bigger than dragons, and Lee tells him to prove it, next week, with the title on the line. Then Rey Mysterio appears on the Tron to say he'll be here next week to be in Dragon's corner and calls him the future of Lucha Libre and that he can't wait to see Lee win the title from him. Wes Lee is in the locker room and has a confrontation with Carmelo Hayes, and Hayes tells him to save the self-pity, and West screams that he's lost 3 weeks in a row and he's scraping for inches and fighting for his life. Melo says he went through a war on Sunday and he can barely breathe, but nobody gets it cause they ain't lived it, and he understands why Breaker snapped, and West says he knows what it means to be champion. Back from the commercial, Chase U are interviewed, and Thea Hale says she gave everything she had and left it all in the ring and she didn't give up, and Andre Chase says he had no choice but to throw in the towel. She screams at him, and Baron Corbin rolls up. He talks some trash. Andre says he's impressed that he had time to watch her match since he was getting thrown around by Gable Steveson, and Baron tells Thea she peaked on Sunday and should find a different line of work, and Chase gets in his face and calls him a piece of shit, and Corbin tells him to wrestle him about it. The next match happened between Donovan Dijak vs Eddie Thorpe, and the result of this match was Donovan Dijak defeated Eddie Thorpe by pinfall with Cyclone Kill. Then we saw that Tony D'Angelo is on the phone telling someone that business is business, and if he does this for him, they're even Steven, and Stax asks if he's in and Tony says he's on his way. The next match happened between Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice vs Valentina Feroz and Yelisa Leon, and the result of this match was Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice won the match by pinfall with a roundhouse kick from Vice on Yelisa Leon. Back from the commercial, we get a TikTok promo from Tiffany Stratton of her doing her makeup and talking about how Thea Hale pushed her to her limit, but it's finally over and she'll be back next week to do whatever the heck she wants. The next match happened between Carmelo Hayes and Wes Lee vs Metaphor, and the result of this match was Metaphor defeated Carmelo and Wes Lee by pinfall with a running enzwajiri from Noam Dar on Wes Lee. Then Braun Breaker cuts a promo on Von Wagner, telling him his father was nothing, he's nothing, and also mocking. The next match happened between Andre Chase vs Baron Corbin, and the result of this match was Baron Corbin defeated Andre Chase by pinfall with End of Days. Then we saw that Tyler Bate is back, and he confronted Metaphor, and he will face Noam Dar next week for the Heritage Cup. Then the Schism is in the ring, completely with the Legion of Hooded, Masked Goons, and Ava Raine says the Golden Masks have been a feature of NXT and 2 of them put hands on the dyad and will be punished, and she tells them to step forward one by one and remove their masks. The last 2 remainings are brought forward and berated as the Creeds, told they can't get one over, but when they're beaten down and masks revealed, they're some random guys. The Creeds appear on the Tron from the beach and laugh about all of it and quickly change the background while they talk about all the places they've been and how the most important part is that they're definitely not even close to Orlando, and Joe Gacy tells the Schism's worldwide followers to find the Creeds and bring them to them. In the main event of the show, we saw a 6-man tag team match between D'Angelo family vs Gallus, but the family have only 2 members, and the third member was returning Santos Escobar, and the result of this match was D'Angelo family and Santos Escobar defeated Gallus by pinfall with a double back suplex from the family on Mark Coffey. Santos stands tall with the family after the match, and then we get a promo from Ilya Dragunov where he says he's not finished with Carmelo Hayes and tells Trick Williams to look in his eyes because he's gonna feel his wrath and fury and he won't stop until he's terminated, and the show goes off the air.